I'm gonna hang the phone up. All right. Ah, hi there. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome back to another wonderful Monday. Wonderful Monday. I tell you, when you know how I feel about Mondays, and this today is no different. We are here. I can't thank you enough for those of you tuning in to the Mary D talk show. Going on now a couple years we've been going live. So I just want to thank you, all of you that are here and coming to the show today because it really means a lot. It does. It means more than you can imagine. And see, and I forgot to turn my phone off. I just sorry about that. Normally I do remember, but today I didn't remember. First, I would like to thank you, our live viewers, and thank you, our replay viewers. Thank you for coming to the show. Then I'd like to thank our sponsors for the show. Um, Today we have, you know what? You guys don't get to see them yet. There they go. We have a new sponsor, and it's called Doulas Rock. That's a new sponsor for the show, Doulas Rock. If you're a doula or you know someone who is, you can go to doulasrock.com. All kinds of interesting information. They have a magazine. They have, if you're a doula, if you're interested in becoming a doula, I think they even have training. I'm not quite sure. I'm not a doula, but quite a few doulas watch the show. So you never know. So I'd like for you, those of you that would be interested, go to doulasrock.com and you can find out all kinds of interesting things and share that site. We also have First Book Academy for those of you writing your first book. In addition to that, we have Front Page Publishing. Those of you interested in publishing your first book, we have the Henderson Real Estate Team. I tell you, when I tell you, I can't thank our sponsors enough. And also, last but not least, is the Idea Club. Dumas Martin Jr. is the president of the Idea Club. If you're looking to have a 501c3, or if you're looking to get an LLC, or an S Corp or a C Corp, you want to go to theideaclub.com. That's where you would get a chance to work with or just talk with Dumas about your ideas. And he's the one, when it comes to intellectual property, that's definitely my go-to. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read to you just a part of the bio from our special guest today, because I think it's just nice to know who's on the show. Because even though you may say, "Oh, I just read about him," I think it's nice to hear it. Maybe I'm wrong for that, but I just believe it's nice to hear it. So I'm going to read to you just a little bit of the bio from our guest today, because I'm really excited about having him. We're both in the same we're in a mastermind group together. I've been really, really blessed to be in this mastermind. I can tell you right now, and it just, when you have like minds, I don't think there's anything that can beat that. I really don't. But let me read to you something about this gentleman. He is the world's only betterologist. He's a best-selling author, better life and business coach, and highly sought-after speaker on the psychology of creating a better life and business. Think about that. Before becoming a best-selling author and entering the coaching and speaking industry, Dorty worked as an information technology consultant for Fortune 500 companies for almost 20 years. He brings a wealth of knowledge and experience in technology and business management to help mission-driven individuals achieve a better life and business they've always dreamed about through coaching. His message of awareness, hope, and achievement, and how to create a better life have been featured at university publications, daily major newspapers, and nationally syndicated TV such as ABC. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the show Dorty Pierre-Paul. Are you there, Dorty?
I'm here, Mary Welch. Thank you. What a great introduction. There's no one else could ever done it the way you did. I'm honored to be in your show. Wow, that's
Oh,
amazing.
oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you, and thank you for being here today. I know,
Uh,
we're, like I said, we're in a mastermind together, but
yeah,
we don't always get a chance to talk.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But I'm
Yeah.
going to give you an opportunity. Why don't you tell our audience? Because I mean, you have a breadth of knowledge in so many different
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah.
Why don't you share with us who you are?
Well, you said it. You said it better than me, but I'm gonna try to actually pick it back where you left off. So, I mean, I'm actually a best-selling author of a Better Life Blueprint, and I love to work with mission-driven individual in the area of creating a better life and business, so I could help them achieve the health, income, and relationship they desire. So I get myself into the arena because I love to help people. I love to
Mhm.
coaching people. I love to see them win. I love to see them thrive in a different capacity. And being in the consulting industry and technology, advising 500 Fortune company, just to be able to get that wealth of knowledge and says, you know what, let me inspire individual and small business owner how they could create that better life and business they always dream about. Because I believe there are three things people always dream of, always after, is the relationship, is the wealth, is the happiness. So for me, just to be able to share that with them based on my journey, it's actually a dream come true for me. It's a dream come true, but it's also fulfilling for me as well.
Wow. I mean, because I mean, as we know, the coaching of just to get into that arena,
Yeah.
it's not easy. So, so but you're not, because okay, I was in education for years, and
Yeah.
then I transitioned into becoming a writer. But it's so different. Education and writing is so different, because where education, I'm dealing with people all day, and writing is very lonely. It is not the kind of thing. It really isn't. It. I mean, it's no. When I write, there's no one in the room but me. You know.
Absolutely.
So you got. How is it that you made this your choice? Even when you're working with one on one with people, you're not in. Usually, it's not in a group setting, correct?
Yeah, well, it's varies. So what
Okay.
I do here is I do have the option where I have a community where I do like a group coaching, but
Okay.
it's mainly just adding giving back to my community. I do it for free,
Right.
and but also I have the individual component to it. If anybody in that group, because I love to add value, so if anybody in that group wanted to go a little bit deeper
Right.
into that topic or into whatever that they feel like they want to get resolved, and they actually do it that way. So it is kind of like the going back to writing, because it took me about 2 years to write this book, though, the
Yeah.
Better Life Blueprint. It is one of the reason I realized, I just want to echo with you, it is a lonely journey, but
It is.
at the same token, Mary, it's just like when you have a story you want to tell,
Yeah. Yeah.
the journey become lonely, but at the same token, there's a purpose in that loneliness as well. It's kind of like the way I see
It is. No, it is. I
it.
we just came. My husband and I just came back from a trip, and on
Mm,
I was telling him just this afternoon. I
yeah.
said from that trip has
Mm.
10 books just came. Now
Okay.
these
Oh,
are children's books. These
okay.
are not UK. But at the same time, I thought that those creative juices when you're traveling and ideas and you see something different, all those things have helped me tremendously.
Yeah.
The children's books come very easy to me. It's
Hmm.
the movies that I kind of struggle with a little bit, but I'm
Right.
getting past that now. I'm in the learning curve where
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is hard.
Oh my goodness.
I'm in that curve, and you know what but this is what I realized. This is where people quit.
Yeah, for sure.
This is that place where you're struggling and you're trying to grasp concepts and all that. That's where people that and honestly, you know this and I know
Yeah.
we we coach other people, but we need to be coached.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
because you have to keep that reservoir filled. You have to keep as I mentioned to you, I said, and I didn't get a chance to show the audience. Maybe one day I'll show the audience, but every single day I'm constantly reading something positive.
Absolutely.
Constantly.
Absolutely.
And one I was mentioned to you before the show is if you can be anything, be kind.
Oh, that's I
If
love
you
this
can
one.
be
Ah,
anything, ladies and gentlemen. And let me say this. That's not easy to do.
yeah.
I'm not
Absolutely.
That's not easy. That's a hard. Sometimes you want to just tell people all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I'm
Yeah.
saying that to say what you're doing. You're helping people get through that curve, through
Absolutely.
that where you think you can't do it place.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
when they break through that, what does that feel like for you?
But it is very fulfilling in terms of like
Mhm.
seeing somebody get result and you see that transformation in a person. That's like whoa. It's just like man. That's why I'm so passionate about it because my journey it was I was $150,000 in debt and about 50 pounds overweight and my relationship with my loved one and family was really strained and I was able to pay the debt in under 33 months and lose the weight and get the relationship back with my family and loved ones. So just to be able
Wow,
to go back, thank you, just to be able
it's
to
big.
see thank you
Yeah, it is big.
that's why man, when anytime I came across an individual says like you know what they struggle with all those three,
Yeah.
something instantly just draw me to them because I could picture myself in them where when I was in that journey, I wish I had a blueprint. Says, okay, you know what? Let's go ahead starting here. Let's starting here and go to here, go there until you get to that destination. So for me, went through that journey, able to come up with a blueprint and says, hey, it doesn't matter where you are, but if you have the desire to get out of it, I'm the guy. Let's get to it. I'm gonna help you out. Yeah.
That's and because you've been there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's why you're the guy. Because and you understand where they are mentally.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let
Yeah.
me ask you. I know you can't give away all of your secrets. We know what you like. But why
Yeah.
don't we at least give the audience one thing that you would say helped you to
Yeah.
what's the one thing?
Yeah, well, one thing I would actually that helped me is that one is believe. Believe it's possible.
Mm,
Believe that you can. And there's a quote that says like if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will believe in you and you won't be able to achieve the things that you actually put in this planet to do because if anybody can believe in themselves, it has to be you.
woo,
And the story behind that
that's
is
powerful.
actually
It is. It is.
yeah,
I
it
know,
is.
I know
Yeah,
it is. Because
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
hearing that,
yeah,
to me, it sends a vibration. That's what I call it. When you
yeah,
hear something that resonates in your spirit, in your
yeah,
soul, it's a vibration
yeah,
that says that agrees with that.
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
So
And you know, with that being said, it's straight from the book where I come up with the acronym "A Better Life," the be just better, just to be. It's just like you gotta believe it's possible. For me, I grew up in poverty. I grew up in a country where there's limited opportunity, and from an early age, I knew that's not the environment I'm designed to be in. As a matter of fact, even though I was little, I believe better it was my birthright. So I know that if I stay in that environment, it would not let me get to where I believe that God created me to be. So therefore, that mentality always playing on my mind says there has to be a way out. There has to be a way out. Now, granted, growing up in Haiti,
mhm,
life is tough. There's a lot of struggle.
right.
And I remember one day I was came from school. There was a protest going on the street. There's a little girl, kind of like a couple houses from where I live. She got
Mhm.
shot in the front porch, and she was really she was probably like a probably like 10 or 12 or something like that,
Oh,
and it was so heartbreaking. And those type of keep playing in the back of my mind says like, okay, you know what, this is crazy. But here's the thing: when you believe that something, even though it's not come into existence yet, but the fact that it's keep playing into your head, into your mind, what
right.
it gives you, it's actually let your brain work for you to the point where it's just like, even though you don't see it now, but you still have that plan in your mind says, hey, you know what, it's going to happen even though I don't know how. I just have to go to that mindset. So, with that being said, fast forward,
Uh huh.
obviously, my mother got migrated here in 94 and she brought me here in America. So, the way she brought me here, obviously, you have to follow the whole process. Now, the story of her got here was a little crazy. So, backtrack. So, she actually on board on a small boat for 30 days and with two children. One was 6 months, the other one was 3. We're talking about being in the ocean, ocean where you've been on 30 days. You get to the point where you say you believe it's possible, even though that she get to the point she was like, even though that I never been to America, I know there's the better life somewhere for me. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And
Woo.
that's what happened. So she actually get on the boat, eventually get here for 30 days. It was really a challenging journey for her. Eventually, she got here, and that's why I got here myself. So my whole purpose, my whole thesis of this book is just the premise that we need to start our life with is believe in yourself,
Woo.
believe there's something better for you out there.
I'm gonna tell you, you touch it. I'm touching and agreeing. Because I know that this is what I have. I didn't say this is a saying. I don't know. It's just something I say, and
Yeah.
it is whatever you are seeking is
Yeah.
seeking you.
Oh, bingo.
Whatever you are seeking, and I say that
It is
because
true.
not that long ago I didn't have published. I didn't have number one Amazon bestsellers.
Yeah.
None of that. And
Yeah.
I look back and I said something in me was seeking this.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
and it's seeking the screenwriting. It's seeking making movies. This has been seeking me,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
though I did not know it was.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I was seeking it. That
Yeah.
may sound crazy,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was like you said. You were seeking a better life, and the
Absolutely.
better life was seeking you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ooh,
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
this is powerful.
It is. It is. It
I
is.
think we don't realize it. Remember, the beginning of the show, you asked me how was I doing, and I
Yeah.
said everything is all good.
That's good. I love that for him. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I said,
Absolutely.
now the truth is, what I tell you, I said I didn't say. I mean, not that it's not perfect,
Yeah.
but you get more of whatever you talk about.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you keep speaking negative, and
Yeah.
negative keeps showing up at your door. I wonder why.
Bam. Exactly. You know what? I just been full transparency. I had to I mean, we're talking about relationships, so that part of my expertise as well. And my wife and I, we were actually in a meeting and I asked a question. And I don't think I set the tone of the meeting correctly because usually what happened in the meeting, just to avoid the negativity flow, is just that when you see a problem, you bring the problem, you also bring a solution with it.
Right.
So that gave us something that you see, but you also bring something that we could use to make it better. So the question I was asking, how can we make this the next event better than what we have? So the way she was talking, and she was like, okay, you know what? This is not the lingo I was hoping to hear. Man, I feel it on my mind is a filter with a lot of negativity. And I had to jump in and offer hope. I mean, it was not something that even I said to her, but not in a way to just bring her down, but it's just more like that negativity. I don't want to dwell on it because I know that there's a lot of positivity that we could replace it with. Now, we're not being in denial of
Right.
like things not working, but
Right.
also it's just like the vibration that we put around our mindset will get it as well. Why not sense, okay, well, even though you know what, this is the way I see it, but let's reframe the word because the word has power. We know that for
Woo!
a fact.
Tell
The
it.
word has power. It has power. And when I
You got a
believe that,
witness.
long story short, I'm telling you, long story short, my wife says, you know what? Hey, you cut me off. I said, baby, my apology. I didn't mean to, but we're all good.
Because you know what, you know, we understand this.
Yeah,
I think this is what I'm thinking. The world is not just what you see.
absolutely. Bingo. Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah,
We have come to understand that this world is so much more than what we see.
yeah,
But we are in, in our mind. And I say me, just like anybody else.
yeah,
Our
yeah,
eyes are carnal.
yeah,
Our
absolutely.
eyes are carnal. But there's a spiritual world that's going on that you don't see,
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
you can speak you actually can speak yourself into that world,
Yeah, true.
into the world that you want, whatever that world may be.
Absolutely.
And I just said, Lord, I know. So like I said, I did not real like I said, I didn't know that being a best-selling author was
Yeah,
something I wanted or
yeah,
even thought I could do. But
yeah,
I just kept seeking it.
yeah.
And even if you say, but your wife, she didn't mean to say negative things, as if she was
Abs-
speaking what was
yeah,
really the truth. But
absolutely.
you're saying, how can we reframe that
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
a positivity, if not
Absolutely.
denying that these things happen,
Yeah.
but a positive energy.
Absolutely.
This,
Absolutely.
I mean, we're going to go to our guest before I've got it, because I can tell you, I will. Me, we on the same page. I guess. Oh, I'm a firm believer. We
Yeah.
have Levon. Is it? Did I say Levon? Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Levon. I'm
Hey,
gonna go down,
Levon.
and then she goes, hi, Mary and Dorty. She goes, hi. She wanted to make sure she said hi to both of
Yeah.
us. Hi there. And
Hey.
next we have, I'm gonna make sure I get the names right. We have Janice Little. Good afternoon, Janice. How are
Hey, Janice, how are you?
you? And this is one of my cousins. This is Gwen. Hi, Gwen. She said, hi,
Hey, Gwen, how
Mary.
you
Hi, Dorty.
doing?
This is a neighbor. I'm gonna tell you, we found out we were at a meeting, found out we live 5 houses away from each other. We didn't even
Yeah.
know it. Hi,
Whoa.
Danielle.
Hey, Danielle, how you doing?
I tell you, and this is Charles. Hi, Charles. All of you. Thank you for
Hey,
coming today.
Charles.
You are so appreciated. And when I tell you, and I mean this, when people say, "Oh, you just say that," no, I mean it, because I know
Wow.
you could be anywhere, but
Absolutely.
you're
Thank
making
you.
a choice
Yeah.
to be here today and hear some positive energy and to refill your cup and the
Absolutely.
things you're doing in life. Because
Yeah.
any day, every day, I don't want to say it's a struggle. I don't even want to say that, but every day's a new day. Let me just say,
Absolutely.
every
Yeah.
day is a new day. But
Yeah.
okay, now we know the positivity.
Yeah.
How did we transition into writing?
Exactly. So now, once you actually reframe your mind, then we'll take you to the next phrase. I'm give you the framework of the book here to go better. So you have to starting evaluating your life. Where you do the
Mm,
evaluation, it's meaning like you look at yourself. You're asking yourself that question is, what do I want in life? It's just a
mhm,
question that we all have to ask ourselves. Or some people call it, find your purpose. Some people call it, find my north, your north star, and in different way. But for me, it's just like, okay, that question is actually get you somewhere where you actually says, okay, if I'm here today, I don't like how my life is going.
right,
Then you have to start taking inventory. You need to start auditing your life. And it happened to me when I was in debt, and the debt collector called my job, says, hey, you need to pay your debt. And it says, if you don't pay your debt, then
right.
obviously you're gonna get your wage garnished. I was just like, man, you know what, this is crazy. That's not what I want to, that's not what I was hoping to hear. But they have a reason. I owe them the money, and obviously there are a lot of things going on in my life. And I remember I came from work and sat down in the living room table with my wife to start taking inventory of our finances. Says like, you know what, we need to pay this off. And granted, we says we're gonna pay it off in 5 years, and that was back in 2015. So
Wow,
by taking inventory of our life, then what we
right,
come up with, we're starting with the foundation. We already have the foundation. Is believe that we can
right.
get out of debt. And secondly, then now we need to start actually put the structure around that foundation, which is that's what I call my book, the Better Life Blueprint. So we need to start creating the blueprint. So it says, okay, in that blueprint, we want to get out of debt. And why we want to get out of debt? We want to get out of debt so that people won't bother me, so people won't call me.
If not, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Eh?
That is
So
too funny.
yeah, so that actually become how we talking about, we shifting from the negativity we're talking about from that. Now we're talking about we want to have freedom, that financial security, that financial stability, so that we actually starting that process. Then when we actually paid it off, man, I feel like, you know what, life is different. But what I understand, I felt like I was the only one with that problem. And according to research by Northwestern Mutual, says like about 40% of Americans don't even have $400 in their checking account.
Yeah, that's
So it's a struggle out there. It's a lot of pain. But the thing I'm trying to what I'm trying to say here, doesn't matter where you are today. Is this the only thing that matters where you want to go. It doesn't matter
wow.
where you are today, it's where you want to go.
Right.
That's the framework, that's the mindset when you start, okay, I believe it's possible. The second thing, okay, now start taking inventory of your life so that you could create that journey, create that blueprint to your destination. So it is kind of like I'm giving a whole like overarching, but when
Yeah.
we actually when I'm working with people, coaching people, I says like, okay, you know what? Let's go ahead, draw, like create your customize your own blueprint so that you know exactly your starting print, your foundation. You create the foundation, then now you're taking the inventory. So this is the inventory, like, you know, okay, this is what I need. Like you're buying a house. I remember with me and my wife, when we're buying a house, we just like build we select the lot. From the lot, we go to the design center. We says, okay, you know what, we want this design, we want that design. And sometimes I tell, hey, you know what, this is not in our budget. No, that's not what we agreed. Let's move somewhere else. So it's just it's the same process. So we just kind of like have that blueprint keep us into the life that we want to create, because we're all different. We're all on a different journey, and
Yeah.
we want to create our own journey to the point when we actually said, you know what, this is who I believe that God created me to be, or I believe that I want to go. And we
Right.
don't have to compare ourselves with other people by having that auditing of a life.
And I don't. I like I said, I want people to buy your book, so I'm not gonna.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna give it away about how you did that, because I think. I mean, it's a formula.
It
It's a
is a formula. Yeah,
And
yeah.
what I think we need to know is like make sure. I mean, I need to put the title of. And what's the title again? I want to put it so make sure anyone that wants to go to Amazon
Uh,
and purchase it.
Let me see if I could. It's Better Life Blueprint. This is the book here.
Better Life. Is it the Better Life or Better Life?
Better Life Blueprint.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please support. I'm putting that. There we go. Is that
yeah.
it?
Yeah, this. Let me
Okay,
see.
because we have a comment here, and this is from. I looked at that, and this is from Janice. She says, "Hey, sweetie, what's up with you guys today? Have a wonderful day. God's peace and blessings to each of you." Thank you,
Thank you.
Janice. Thank
We
you. Thank
love that.
you.
We love that.
I do. Well, I'm just saying. I'm saying this, ladies and gentlemen. Better Life Blueprint. You want to make sure you get a copy, because if you, I honestly, I don't, I'm sure I do know some people that don't have any debt, but I don't know too many. I can, I can tell you that. I mean, I know, I'm sure I know some,
Oh
but
man.
for most people, I think it's become a way of life.
You see, that's the problem. That's the
Yeah,
problem, Mary. This is where we have to question ourselves, because um, I know that for a fact. We know sometimes nobody go into that just because they want to go. That's just my perspective. Nobody go into that just for fun. Now,
right.
here's where we kind of like drop the ball sometimes. It's just when we purchase something without actually examine exactly whether or not we can pay that later,
Right.
that creating a lot of chaos, that creating a lot of sleepness in our life, that creating a lot of worries. As a matter of fact, depressions during COVID was high time. It was very high, but also people were scared about losing their job. You know what? Because they don't have any money in the checking account or saving account. Now, if we know there's a problem, why we refuse to address it? It is what this is really come down to simple thing here. It's because we having a hard time to look at the problem into the real reality, because you don't need to get a phone calls from a debt collector to wake you up. Now, this is where sometimes I wish I knew there's a process out there, because when you owe people money and you're not making enough, I understand the struggle. I was one of the person out there. Was I was living a struggle life. Financially we couldn't get ahead. But here's the thing I realized: even though that you don't make enough, but there's a process, there's a principle. I realized that when you start and take responsibility for the thing that you need to take responsibility, things starting to happen. I
Wow.
don't know, I cannot explain it. When you start taking responsibility
Mhm.
for your life,
Right.
taking responsibility for your health, taking responsibility for your money, taking responsibility for the book that you're writing, somehow, some way, opportunity, connection, things will starting to happen. I remember, Mary, when I started writing this book. True story. I know there's a story in me I need to tell. I need to share that. I need to encourage people. But here's the thing: when I started, I didn't know you. I didn't
No.
know the mastermind that we're part of. I
No.
didn't know I was going. But it's just the fact that when we starting taking care of business,
Yeah.
doors starting, we starting, our brain starting to shift focus, because now we give our brain an assignment to the point where it says, hey, Dorty is looking for this. This is what Mary is looking for. Therefore, it's going to find that for you. The only thing that we need to understand at this point is to believe, and we have a process for you so you can start to make it happen. And I hate to see my brothers and my sisters out there. I know what the struggle is. I hate to see them struggle. And I hate to see them get to the point where you can't even sleep because somebody calling you, because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if you can you don't know if you're gonna be able to pay your bills next month. We don't have to live life like that. I believe, again, birthright, better is your birthright. What do I mean by that? God creating us to be better.
Wow.
If we don't claim that, it's like we just having a hard time understand the concept of getting better. And I'm the guy that could help you get better though.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm listening to you because, like anything else in life, we all need to be better. And
Yeah,
I'm not sitting here saying I have all the answers to anything, but I know what you're saying is true. I
yeah,
know because, like you said, when you take responsibility, things you're putting that energy into the universe.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
And then it's like you said, those connections. We didn't know each other not that long ago, but when you
absolutely.
connected with Dr. Jones, and
Yeah.
I've been with Dr. Jones probably over 5 years now.
5 years. Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yes,
that.
it has to be about 5 years.
Oh,
I
okay.
met him at a conference, but it was because of Periscope. That's how I met Dr.
Oh,
Jones, was from Periscope, and then from there, he started his mastermind. At the time
okay.
I met him, the mastermind hadn't started,
I
so that's
gotcha.
how it started, and I've been with him ever since. So
Whoa.
I would tell anybody, I would say, get with the mastermind, get help.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
in this life, I don't think there's any doing it by yourself.
No,
I
no.
think it really is by design, us working together. That
Absolutely.
synergy of all that, of that energy, it makes a difference. And
Yeah.
we have Lavinia. Lavinia says, did I say it right, Lavinia? I hope I said your name right. I tune in late, but I'm inspired by what I'm hearing. Oh, I'm so glad to hear you say it. Lavinia, when I tell you this gentleman here, he is on fire. Dorty is on fire because you're
Uh,
helping. I mean, and you know, and I know, we never know who we're helping.
yeah.
I've learned that.
Yeah.
We don't know who's going to hear something here and it's going to get them to thinking, oh, okay, maybe I can do something differently, or I need to get his book because it's some, or I know someone who needs it. That's
Yeah.
another thing. How many people we don't know? They don't know the secrets that you know. They don't know
That's
you
true.
could be in debt of 150,000 and 33 months later be
I'm
out of
done.
debt. That sounds almost impossible if you really think about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
there is a recipe, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. We got to follow that recipe. That's real.
Absolutely.
That's what it
Yeah.
is. Follow that recipe because
Yeah.
who wants to? Because and I'm sure you already know too. It leads to depression.
Oh.
It leads to hopelessness,
Oh man.
um, headaches, nightmares. It's so
Oh.
many things that happen to us physically
Oh yeah.
from debt.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it is one of the leading worries, leading depression. We're talking about in terms of couple, money was one another problem when it comes to that as well. And the reality is, the less we can, the more we could do to avoid those problems is would be the solution to apply in order to not have to deal with this. Because I tell people all the time, I know sometimes it's just like you just don't want to address it, but you could either address it now by taking the baby step, by taking like, hey, I'm just gonna take inventory. The first thing I tell people like when they work with me, I says, okay, let's go ahead and take an inventory. You don't have to do anything. Sit on it for 30 days, or however long that you want, but take an inventory. That
Right.
inventory, we call this process, which is on the second pillar, and the second framework. I mean, the second pillar of it is evaluate, meaning like you evaluate, okay, just to see where you are. Then when you're starting evaluate, then the next one is just the T, which is take action. Why do we need to take action? Because if you evaluate, you don't do anything with it, the problem won't go away. You just have the
Nope.
knowledge. So now the second step is just the third step. You need to take action. Action is mean, you know what? Let's say you owe $10,000. Okay, that's fine. That's. I know you owe $10,000. Okay, now how long is it gonna take you to pay that $10,000? Obviously, there's gonna be some factors you're gonna have to put into the equation. Okay, what's your income and what's your expenses, and this is what I have left.
Right.
Now, boom, you have a formula. So with that formula, so you could either get there faster, or you could get there at that time that you actually have in mind. So for
Right.
me, when I set my goals, that's 5 years. But thankfully, what happened is when I put my foot on the gas, man, I don't want to stop. I just like, you know what? Let's go.
And he's like, in other words, you can see that light at the end of that tunnel.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So
Wow. That is wonderful.
yeah,
I can
oh
tell.
man.
But you just hear your laughter and smile. It's telling, it's a release
Absolutely, absolutely.
from
Yeah.
all of that stress and
Oh.
strain. And yeah, that alone, to me, that's priceless.
Oh no, I sleep better now. I sleep better.
Well, let me ask, how does your wife feel about all this?
Oh, she's just like, she's the type of person now. We're just like, okay, we don't have no debt. We can do whatever we want to do. That's just like, yeah, you're right. We can do whatever we want to do. She's just like, the thing is, it was like a teamwork. We all go to it at the same time. My kids and her, we all like, says, okay, we gear toward that. And obviously that to see everybody taking action, obviously
Right.
we call her, she's actually the CFO of the Pierre-Paul family. So that means like she's taking care of what's going on, and I'm over here do that, the kids over there do that. But now we don't have any debt. Guess what? We able to do what we want to do. Guess what? Now I sleep better. Ain't nobody call me. I mean, or we're just like, you know what? We on cruise control. And think what? If I see a movie, guess what? If I see a movie, if I know something, or if I find a solution that I know would help someone else,
Right.
my job is to come back to tell people about it. I know when I see a movie for the first time, when I went to see Black Panthers a couple months ago, that
Right.
movie was good. I come in and said, people, hey, y'all gotta go see it. I gotta go see it. I gotta go. But it's the same thing.
It's the same
It's
thing
the
because
same
you know
thing.
why? Because you're sharing. You're
Absolutely,
sharing. You're
absolutely.
like,
Yeah,
you want people to know this is something you. It's like you found this. How can I
absolutely.
share this with many people that I
Exactly. Yeah,
see? That's what I want to write a movie where people do that.
yeah.
Where they go, y'all got to go see Mary's movie. that's
Oh
what,
man,
that's
oh
what you want.
man.
You don't want a
Yeah.
movie where they're like, no, you don't want to see that.
Yeah, absolutely,
That
absolutely.
is for sure. Let
Mhm.
me go and say hello to some of our comments here. I want to make sure. Oh, that's what. Make sure I didn't forget anybody. So we would make sure we thank Levon, thank Janice, thank Gwendolyn, thank Danielle, thank Charles, because and Lavinia. Your comments. If you have a question for Dorty, this is you can write the question in the comments box, and I'll make sure we ask him the question because well, I you said 33 months. You had a 5-year plan,
Yeah, 5 years plan.
but in 33 months, your
Yeah,
$150,000 was paid.
yeah, $150.
I'm
150.
still I'm
Yeah,
still in awe of that, by the way.
yeah. So now we evaluate and we take action. We start taking action. Things starting to moving because even though like you don't, sometimes you take sometimes you take a big step, sometimes you take a little step. So for
Right,
me, I know that was heavy on my shoulder. There's a lot of constraint. There were a lot of limitation, and therefore I need to get that monkey off my back as soon as possible.
right,
So as I take action, doors starting to open. And I remember sitting down with myself. I just like, how come I didn't see those opportunity before? What happened? I do it there. It's not like I went somewhere and all of a sudden somebody give me magic pills or anything like that. It's just like when you starting moving,
right.
something in your brain become more conscious about opportunities that's out there. It's just like
Wow.
but let me give you a good example.
Okay.
Anytime you driving a car, you own a, like for me, we own like I got a Toyota. And the Toyota car, the moment I got that Toyota car, but something about my brain, and a lot of people probably know that, but it's called like activated articulating system. It's called RAS. So what it does is actually anytime that you own something,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be very difficult for you if you go walk down the street, go somewhere, to not see the person with it as well. Because what happened is your
Yeah.
brain is actually, it's customized to your brain to the point where you could see that as well. So
Yeah.
what happened when you start taking action, the thing that you taking action toward, your brain would alert, will actually look for opportunity. But
Yeah.
you cannot do it if you stay in the same position. So take action today. When you take action today, I guarantee things will start moving. It's not just something I'm saying. There is science backed it up. There is what we call, like, for me, I'm a person of faith. I'm a follower of Jesus. The Bible says, like, you know what? If you claim you have faith, you don't put that into practice, you don't put into action, man, you got, your faith is dead. So that means, like, we gotta get into action, y'all. When we
Yeah.
get into action, things will start moving.
It's true. I'm listening to you because in 2012 I went to my principal and I said I was gonna retire, which was
Okay.
not really the plan. I'd be lying. No real plan. I just knew in my heart it was time after 30 some odd years. It was just time.
Mm-hmm.
And even when she asked me, she said, "Well, Mary, what are you gonna do?" And I said, "I don't know." The
Yeah.
woman fell back like somebody had, pulled out a gun. She's like, "What? How do you leave a good paying job?" This is how she ran it down to me too. She said, "You have a good paying job, you have good benefits, you have you running my job down to me." And I'm sitting here, and I said, "There is something else in this world that I was meant to do, and I will never find out what it is as long as I stay here."
Oh man, that's so good. Say that again, Mary. Say that again.
But I said,
Whoa. Say that again.
I'm not going to, I don't want the fluff. I don't want anybody thinking I had all the answers because I did not.
Sure,
But
sure.
what it did is show for me, like you said, what is it? Faith without works is dead.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
me to sit there and say I have faith that God is going to provide, but I could
yeah,
sit here and I'm
yeah,
comfortable.
yeah.
What was there was no faith in that.
No, absolutely, absolutely,
But I said,
absolutely.
"Lord, I'm trusting you." I remember had a conversation with my husband, everything, and he said, "What have you decided?" I said, "I decided I'm retired." And he just said, "Thank God."
Wow.
Not, I think it was because though we had no answers. Think about this. I
Mm-hmm.
had not written a word and would not write anything for another 5 years. So it wasn't like people think, "Oh, she retired to write books." Nope, that's not true. I retired to figure out what it was because I
Wow.
didn't know
Wow.
what it was. I mean, I literally did not know. And to find this, I cannot even begin to tell you, Dorty, what it feels like to write, to find this is what I was supposed to be. Even my own children tell me this. They're like, "Mom, where has this been all your life?
Whoa.
You never wrote anything while they were growing, never, not a word, not even a syllable, not, nothing." And now it comes to me, and just as I was mentioning on this trip, and I look back and I say, and I've often said to myself, "What if you had never left?
Wow.
You may have never known this. You may
Wow.
have never." And it was like I said, it was 5 years after I retired before I ever wrote a word. So it wasn't like,
Wow.
but I look back now and I thank God for this.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
this, I call it a gift
Absolutely. Yeah.
because I literally took you could say a leap of faith when I
Mm-hmm.
said I'm going to retire. I did not plan it. I did not have all the money set aside. I know people that if they don't have $1 million, they're not
Yeah.
retiring. I
Absolutely.
I've heard them say it, so I know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said I wasn't one of those people, but I
Yeah.
believe that somewhere, somehow in my heart, I said, "God, I don't know what it is I'm looking for,
Yeah.
but I know I'm trusting you."
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what you're saying, that trust is real,
Oh yeah. Big, 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 big.
and
And
believing that
oh man, it has to be the foundation of everything that we do. It has to
whew,
be the foundation. Even though no one else is believing in you, but you believe in yourself, that's good. That's actually where you need to be. And because if you don't believe in yourself, Mary, guess what happened with that, which is echo to what I said earlier, that because that you believe in yourself, it doesn't matter what the opinion of the other person will dictate. that won't dictate your decision because you believe in yourself, that you said, you know what, there's something out there that more than what I'm here to do. Then if I stay in this position, there's no way I would actually maximize that opportunity, that potential. Therefore, even though there is good pain benefit, even though there's opportunities out there that you see at medical, no, thank you. That's your paradigms, but that's your worldview. But me, I know there's something bigger out there, even though I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna
I
act on faith. Yeah.
and I look at the book coming out now is Bradley Can't Find His Pants.
Oh, what?
That's the new children's book, and I look at that and their books right now. The sons have books named after them, and we're gonna name one after. I try to, as much as possible, utilize the names of family members, and
Wow.
this is my way of immortalizing them. Let's put
Wow.
them in as one of the characters in one of the books. But I
Wow.
look back, I said, you would have never, even this show. I'll use this as an example. Why would I have ever tried to do something like this at 1 o'clock in the afternoon if I
Yeah.
was in the classroom teaching? Number one, I couldn't do it,
Yeah.
but I don't even know that I would have thought about doing
Yeah. For
it.
sure.
So I just thank God for this. I
Yeah.
really, really do, of this opportunity to do these things. I truly, truly love um, to meet people like yourself
Yeah.
who are encouraging and telling me. It was that belief that made the difference, and I
Yeah.
didn't even know that that's what it was. I just knew. As I said, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared. I,
Oh,
I
that's you not you talking about my chapter. This is like that's what I want me. I don't mind just share that book because on the book I talk about fear because when I talk about chapter two, the
yeah,
chapter two says, you know, you gotta face your fears, which is the
yeah.
quote on the book that Zig Ziglar says, fear has two meaning. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours. So
Wow.
when I think about it that way, it's just like we have a choice. Fear always gonna be present.
Yeah,
Fear always gonna be present.
yeah.
I'm gonna repeat that a third time. Fear always gonna be present. Doesn't matter how many times you do it. I mean, the more you do it, you get some more repetition. Mind now, you don't have any kind of like a level of fear. There's always gonna be a percentage of fear available around us.
Oh
But the thing is, go ahead.
no, I'm listening to you because it's real. People think, oh, you just do this.
Yeah,
Please. And then
absolutely.
I get negative comments. It's so funny. My they tell me I forget, somebody wrote a negative comment on a review on one of my books,
Yeah.
and my granddaughter said, Nana, how do you deal with that? I said, I tell them, let me see your book.
Yeah.
But it's really it's and then my other son said, Mom, you got haters. They said, oh, this is what they
That's
said. You're doing good. You got haters. That's what they
no, that's
it
actually
is so, but they're funny to me. They're
yeah,
just cracking
yeah,
up. But I
yeah,
would tell anybody,
yeah.
as they say, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have to actually address. I mean, we have to pursue a dream, our goals, our God-given desire, because at the end of the day, when you look at our life to where we are now, if we know that's not where we want to be, if we know that, you know what, we run out of money every month, living paycheck to paycheck, that's something where you at a job where they don't pay you, you don't feel like, you know what, you start for you to start your own business, you probably like, man, I don't have the knowledge, you know, I don't have the money. You know, where do I go to get now all those soundtracks of like, you know, if start playing in your head and you find yourself 5 years still playing the same soundtrack. So what you need to do, what we can do is just like you're just saying, you know what? You have to come to the point where you actually look at fear on the face, says, hey, fear, you know what? I'm gonna dance with you, but guess what happened? I'm gonna keep stepping. I'm dancing, I'm keep stepping. I'm dancing, I keep stepping. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to be at the end of our life to say, you know what? I wish
Yep,
I'd have done this.
yep.
Regrets, it's worth killing people most of the time because there's like, you know, I talk about it in that community all the time. It's like, you know, this is one of the things that for me, I'm glad that I know about it early because if I did not know about it, I would continue living the same life I used to live. Because now I know what's important to me. I have to prioritize. I have to know that my relationship with my wife, with my family, with my loved one, with friends and colleagues are important. I gotta prioritize those because at the end of the day, regrets when we get to the point of our life when it's just, man, I wish I spent more time with my family. I wish, you know what, I would create an impact to that family or to that organization or to that business because we don't want to be at that point because we let fear drive us.
It's
Because
true.
we need to beat fears on the face. Says fear, you exist from day one, but guess what happened? I'm gonna push through because I got to get to the other side.
It's true. It is. I what's it? Fear. What is this? False evidence appears
That's
real.
parents will, yeah. I like that,
False
yeah.
evidence
So
appears.
parents will,
Oh, I
yeah.
know about fear. Fear is
Oh,
real. And I
oh,
somebody asked me not too long ago, they said, how did you get past the fear to push the button to start your show? And I said, to tell you the truth, I looked at the screen for 45 minutes.
yeah.
I was just sitting there, I'd be like this. I was scared.
I know, I know,
I
I know.
was scared. And then I realized you cannot get on the other side unless you push the button.
Preach. Thank you, thank you, thank you for saying that.
You can't. There's no, I mean, I remember sitting there staring at it. And I said, you think you can get to the other side without pushing the button?
No.
That is not how it goes.
No.
Unless you push the button. And then when I did push it, one of our sons was on. He didn't know I was on, and I didn't know he was on.
Yeah.
And he saw the very first live I did. I was on Facebook, and he goes, "Mom, you did a good job." And I said, "So you didn't see me shaking like a leaf?" And he goes, "You weren't shaking." I said, "Yes, I was. I was
Yeah.
scared to death." And he
Yeah.
goes, "Well, why?" I said, "Because I thought somebody's going to say something negative. I thought I wasn't doing a good job. I was all these things."
Yeah.
And it took me a while to come to terms with they were all in my head.
Yeah. True. True.
They were
Yeah.
that's where they were.
Yeah.
None of those things happened, by the way. Nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But in
Yeah.
my head, I had made this gigantic, oh, they're gonna say, what do you think you're doing? You don't know what you're doing. What are you doing on there? All these things.
It's a lot.
Nobody said anything.
Oh
So, but
man.
in my mind, I just made it this big, gigantic thing. But he's
Yeah.
so funny now. Now that they watch it, they don't think
Yeah.
anything of it.
Yeah.
But I just appreciate them. But I
Yeah.
mean, we have a couple of more comments because I want to make sure I get this in. And
Okay.
it is Susan. Hi, Susan. Susan Meeks. She said
Hey, Susan.
a
Okay.
little. And Lavinia says sometimes we have a vision to do something, but we face roadblocks that we ourselves create. That's the thing in my
Mm.
head. I find I have to get out of my own way and just do it. Thank you for invigorating me to get going.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Wow.
you know what? I think we all, it's a constant.
Yeah.
Even though you may get, thank you, Lavinia, because that definitely is me.
Yeah.
I've gotten over the fear, obviously, of pushing the button.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
other fears that
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
I mentioned before, screenwriting, I'm struggling. I'm
Yeah.
struggling. Now, I'm not struggling with writing a story. I'm
Right.
struggling with understanding what it takes to write a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we think because you see it on that screen, I promise you, that writer and that director and that if you knew what went on behind the scenes to make that movie good,
Hmm.
it is such a collaborative effort. There's so many people involved that have ideas about what will work for the audience and how
Yeah.
they're going to keep you entertained. Like you said about Black Panther,
Yeah.
that movie, I don't even know. I just know I don't know them personally, but I'm saying they they grabbed your interest enough that you would share it.
Right.
And what I need to do is go watch and see what did they do because I saw it, but I can remember. I can't remember. I've seen both of them.
Okay.
But there was something in there that made you say, you know what? I got to tell people about this movie. I
Yeah.
got to share this movie. This is not a movie I can keep to myself. That's huge
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
as writers, that's what we want. We want
Yeah.
you to say that. We
Yeah.
want you to share that. We want you to be happy about you paid that money to see that movie and you felt like it was well spent.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
want you to leave out there and go, I'm not going to see any more movies by that person, because I haven't you been to a movie before and you go, that was a
Yeah.
waste of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You don't want that.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I would tell all of you, ladies and gentlemen, whatever it is you want to do, first of all, I would say do it.
Yeah.
What does Nike say? Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Yeah. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah.
But
Just do it.
I know we only have a couple of minutes, so I want to make
Yeah.
sure. Do you have any last advice? I say, that you like to share with our audience, Dorty.
Yeah, the last advice I wanna tell people then here's real quick is just like uh, believe has two meaning. One meaning of believe is just like you actually know that there is something that you mean to live or something you mean to have. That's one aspect of believe. Meaning like if you're in a position today, you're not where you want to be, is believe that you know what you can get there. So second, if you actually not where you need to be, or you actually believe that, hey, you know what, in my environment that's not where I need to stay, believe that there's something better out there for you. That's one. That's the other aspect of believe is that you need to know that the fact that you don't see it, it doesn't mean that it's not exist. So know that, hey, to believe in something, you don't have to see it right away. It's like the spiritual mindset or the spiritual realm that you know if you declare, if you know that that's what it's supposed to be, know that it will exist, because know that it is exists. It's just a matter of time for it to manifest. So I'm gonna tell the audience today is that doesn't matter your circumstances, doesn't matter your situation, doesn't matter where you are today. What's matter, it's always taking a step. The way you take a step is for you knowing that, okay, you know what, I need to get better. The only way I could get better is by taking a step, one step at a time, and you will get there. And my goal as a coach and as a best-selling author is to help people overcome the struggle so that they could create a better life. They could live the life that the God created them to live by creating a customized blueprint. So I hope that anybody who's watching today, knowing that, hey, I could do better. And if you believe you could do better, I'm in your corner. Let's work together.
All right, all right. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have I have really, really enjoyed you being on the show. Just the tidbits, just giving people something to work with and
Yeah.
saying, and not only that, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get a copy because I'm going to go after we get off today, go online to Amazon to get my copy
Yeah.
because I've learned a lot just
Yeah.
being here, and your uh, positive energy is contagious. It
Yeah.
really, really is. So
Yeah.
we want. I mean, I tell you, though I forgot to say, for those of you that know, my husband is the executive producer of the show. That's Oliver Welch. He is actually watching. Those of you never see him, but he's there. He's in the back. Hi, babe. You know, I know, I know. I know people don't know he's there, but he's there, and he
Yeah.
watches every show. And at the end of
Yeah.
the show, he'll come in and he'll give me, his notes on how he
Yeah.
thinks the show went. So he
Okay.
definitely wants to let you know he definitely appreciates you being here because we know that someone needed to hear this.
Yeah.
Someone did. And we have a comment from this Gwen said, wonderful session. Thank you for sharing today. I'm gonna get the book. See? That's what I'm talking about. We're saying because we're here to support one another.
True.
Really are. So you are just for sure, 2 books are sold today, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
As soon as we get off, I'm going on and I'm going to
Yeah.
get my
Yeah.
book. So I just want you to know that.
Yeah, I mean, we always, I mean, for me, I've always offering free coaching session. We got that 1 hour coaching session that we give people that want to go diving a little bit deeper, diving a little deeper. So that's come with the book as well. So as soon as that you get order the book and let's get on the call, like a free hour session will help you customize your blueprint and sit on it and see where you go from there.
All right, all right. Well, I like to thank you, Dorty, for coming on the show today. I know I really do appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, but you
Absolutely.
have. I mean, like I said, I'm going to talk after the show. I'm going to go and rewatch it because this is what I mean. There's just little things I know being here, but watching it again and listening, it makes a difference. So
Thank you.
thank you, and will you come back again?
Of course, anytime. I'm coming back again. Let me know.
Okay.
I love to. I love your audience. I love
Oh,
to.
oh, thank you, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, and thank you, audience, for being here today. We'll be
Yeah.
back the following Monday. Our guest speaker next week is Jewel Diamond Taylor. I don't know if you know her. She's a motivational speaker. She will be the guest speaker next week. I like to thank you again, Dorty.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Yeah.
audience. We'll see you in a week. God bless each and every one of
Uh,
you. Bye bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye bye.